The Giants.
Welcome to Waking the Giant. It's your humble host and servant, Nat Turner. Happy to be back. And tonight, we're going to discuss Biden's cabinet. Welcome back to Waking the Giant. Of course, it's your humble host and servant, Nat Turner, and I'm happy to be here with you. Happy MLK Day for everyone that's celebrating. We're back on the scene, and tonight we're going to discuss Biden's cabinet. And this is very important that you guys pay attention to. In case you don't know, there's 24 positions amongst 15 different executive departments. 24 positions, so you know we can't get to them tonight. I'm going to try to get to at least three of them tonight, and we'll do this in a follow-up for you. The first thing that I want you guys to understand as a preface to this, is what a defense contractor is. I'm sure you've seen the name Lockheed Martin, Boeing, Grumman, and Raytheon, things of this nature. These are called defense contractors. These people have no accountability to anyone because you don't vote for your president of the Council of Foreign Relations, but that's another show. Nevertheless, these people have no accountability to anyone, and what they do is they swallow our defense budget. You remember that defense budget that we paid $750 billion for? $750 billion, and Duck Dynasty was able to break right into the Capitol with no problem? Nevertheless, defense contractors, what they do is exactly what it sounds like. They build weapons to kill people across the world, bottom line. And that's a hell of a business model. Because in order to be profitable, that means somebody needs to die. Nevertheless, let's get to it. The first one up, Secretary of Defense, Lloyd J Austin III. I'm sure you've all seen him, this black guy. And you're like, oh shit, where's he from? It's a black guy, this must be a little better. Nah. He's a member of the private equity fund Pine Island Acquisition Corporation. And all they do is invest into defense contractors. That's their job. He also sits on the board of directors of Raytheon Technologies, which is the third largest defense contractor, the scumbags that I was just telling you about. So this man has been completely vetted. He does not identify with you in any way, shape, fashion, or form. So please don't look at him as your black shining star of hope. There's no diversity in that. All you did was take a killer with a black face and put him in a position that normally was filled with killers with white faces. That's all you did, okay? Number two, the Pentagon chief, Michelle Flournoy. Here again, a sociopath, a sociopathic hawk. What you did was take a killer with a white female face and replace it with what would have traditionally been a killer with a male white face. Michelle Flournoy was once the former senior defense advisor to Obama and Clinton. You're gonna see this roll around it a lot. Lloyd J Austin was a four-star general under Obama, but nevertheless, the former defense advisor to Obama and Clinton, mastermind behind the war in Afghanistan, or made sure that she pushed the troops in there to kill 500,000 people. Please get a grip when I say that. 500,000 people. She led the charge in deploying the private mercenaries. You guys remember this whole Blackwater thing in Iraq, where the people were just running over children and everything in the street? Again, people who don't have to answer to anyone. They're not soldiers enlisted in any particular service of ours. They just freelance people with guns and grenades and bombs, and they can shoot and kill anyone. Imagine if that was in your neighborhood. Imagine if the government sanctioned a group of people, like the police, to come into your neighborhood and just kill innocent people, like the police. Nevertheless, this is also the lady who argued, just as of recently, that Trump was right to raise the need for more defense dollars, and Obama didn't use the military enough. Can you believe some shit like this? This is what she said. And keep in mind, the Pentagon chief, the one place that can't be audited, right? No audits for the Pentagon. You don't know what they're doing. They spend money however they want. When they receive that $750 billion budget that they give 90% to defense contractors and 10% to actual men and women in service, they don't want us to hold them accountable either. There's no accountability in any of this. She serves on the board of Booz Allen Hamilton, which is the contract consulting firm that consults all of the defense contractors. You can't make this shit up. Nevertheless, she's the insurance that Joe Biden will go back into Afghanistan. Why? Why are we there? Because there's poppy fields to protect, brothers and sisters. Heroin is a huge market, and Americans got to get their Oxy, their Vikes, their Poppy, their Valium, their Xanax. They got to get it all, okay? And Afghanistan ensures that that market thrives. Let's move right along. John Kerry is supposed to be our special envoy for climate. Give me a fucking break. First of all, there's no diversity in anyone I've mentioned so far, but give me a fucking break. John Kerry was the guy who pushed Obama and Obama was with him to make sure that they did the largest offshore drilling that's ever happened in history, okay? Making our nation the #1 fracking nation. But this is the guy who's a special envoy for climate? The guy who's gonna make sure that we're carbon neutral? Are you fucking serious? Have you ever looked at him and his wife's holdings, their portfolio holdings? It's all fossil fuels. That's all it is. But on the other end, his wife, in case you guys don't know, Teresa Heinz Kerry, that's right, Heinz Ketchup, the heiress of the Heinz Ketchup. Nevertheless, Teresa Heinz Kerry has put in millions and millions of dollars toward alternative energy so that she can run the market. She wants to be the first and last Exxon when alternative energy does take place. And now all of a sudden you hear Joe Biden talking that alternative energy shit. Nevertheless, let's move on. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen. This is the lady, and this is the last one I'm going to give you guys. This is the lady who pioneered quantitative easing on steroids. If you ever heard that term quantitative easing and didn't know what it means, let me give you the ghetto version of it. What it means is it's an excuse for the Federal Reserve to put more money into the market. That's all. Money is unaccounted for. Money that we know we can't pay for. U.S. sells some more bonds, gives them some more bonds, and they just put some more money in the market. Nevertheless, all of that money that was placed in the market, she made sure that there were 0 interest rate loans that went to the richest people in the world in 2014, and at the same time, admitted to the wealth gap. Like openly admitted to it. Nevertheless, this lady, this chick, this status quo hoe, as of recently, just received millions of dollars. She's been receiving it from Wall Street, but millions of dollars for speeches, 10-minute speeches, 2-minute speeches, millions of dollars. The reason why I have a problem with this, y'all, is because she's going to be our Treasury Secretary. The job of the Treasury Secretary is to goddamn regulate Wall Street. That's their job. And you're telling me that the person who's supposed to regulate Wall Street is taking $1 million bribes from Wall Street? Again, we got the arsonist coming to put out the fire. How much sense does it make to y'all? Let's be honest about this. And again, I only wanted to go into a few of them right now. We're going to do a second show where I go into a little more. But let me just say this. There's 24 positions across 15 different executive agencies. And out of those 24 positions, the people who voted the least for Joe Biden received the lion's share of the positions. If we had to do it a grading on a curve, just really quickly, if we had to grade on a curve, what you see is whites voted for Biden at 48%, Latinos at 70%, blacks at 90%. And the opening of positions is completely backwards. Whites received the lion's share, Latinos a little more, blacks the least. And most of us was put into positions that have no influence. Nevertheless, we're going to come back on this. So make sure you take your time and you do your study and vet these people. See who you're messing with, okay? Don't just listen to me. Go look this up. Look it up, because CNN ain't gonna tell you, MSNBC ain't gonna tell you none of them. And that's why we are the channel for the people, the station for the people. And make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure you do it. Make sure you do it. Power to the people.
The Giants.